I'm in the building. It's only the sexiest host on internet TV. Y'all know me as Kyrie, but I'm chilling with my guy, Chef Millie.
What up, though?
You ain't know I was a rhymer. You ain't know I was a rhymer a little bit.
What's up with you?
Chef Millie, man, we got some things to get into, brother.
You already know.
I appreciate you inviting us down here into your space. You know what I'm saying? Me and Millie was
appreciate
talking.
you coming, man.
And Millie said, man, it's just a lot of stuff going on, man, that I need to clear the air about my name in this food game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So tell the people who you are for those who might not know you that's checking us out right now.
Well, I'm Chef Millie, known as the #1 food trapper. I'm from
you
Philadelphia.
number one?
Yeah, #1.
I ain't
Not
saying
number one.
Chef Millie said,
Number
man.
two, number two, that's the first person to lose.
Ooh.
So you already know. So I'm the #1 food trapper. Been that. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from the inner city of Philadelphia. Everybody claim me in Philly. You feel me? I done lived everywhere in Philly. So you already know everybody claim me. I respect every hood. So you already know.
Bounced around. Listen,
right.
Real quick, I want to make sure that people can share the show. Joe, get my phone real quick. So I think I got a link in here. I'm going to give you this link too, Chef Millie. So, folks, if y'all want to get into this conversation, listen, we're going to tell y'all about Chef Millie's new spot, right? We're going to tell y'all about the people that he's worked with, the people like Meek, Uzi, PNB Rock, places he used to work. Like I ain't even going to let that cat slip out the bag right now, but I'm going to send you this link right now, Chef Millie, so that you can copy this and put this in his Instagram. So if you follow Chef Millie, you can go right to his Instagram story and swipe up and get the link, all right? You probably don't need that if you're already watching, but tell somebody that that's how they get to it. All right, Chef Millie, you go ahead and copy that and put it in your story while we get busy. I'm going to give Joey back my phone. But yeah, we got to get right into it, Chef Millie. So I'm going to talk about some of those people who you've cooked for that's some of our favorites, right? Everybody love Meek Mill. You can't be in Philly and you don't love Meek Mill, but what do you like to eat, Chef Millie?
Well, Meek, he like to come back home. You feel me?
Right.
He like to come back home. So what happened was...
But he do like to come back home.
Right. So what happened was when Meek did his last jail time, I was in Fort Lauderdale doing an event. So I leave Fort Lauderdale and go over to Miami. I'm down. I'm from Philly. I'm going to hit Miami before
I over. I see you.
So I'm gonna go over there. So I went over to Miami. I walk into the first bar and I see Lean 7th Street. So I walk in and I tell him, like I tell everybody from my hood. Right. Meek just came home. Let him know I done leveled up on the cooking side of things. I want him to eat good. Right. So it's a meal on me. Anybody from my hood that come home from jail, I want them to eat good off the rip.
Why not?
So I treat everybody the same. Right. So boom. So Liam say, man, he flying down here tomorrow. So I say, wow. He say, yeah, it's his birthday. So yeah, remember he left out of jail, caught the helicopter straight to the game, did all that.
Everybody remember that.
Right. So then he came down Miami. Game. Right. He comes down Miami and he walk in the door, right? Right. So when he walk in the door, he say, wait, what? They say, I thought I was about to be eating Twinkies in a Bing, and y'all got Chef Millie in here. But we got a history, though. Right. He from 18th Street. I'm from 23rd Street. Okay. My name, Millie. His name was Meek Millie to start. You feel me? So, we had a history. We came up in the same hood. He came to Warm Daddies before. He told me he was going to take me on tour. This was young Meek Mill. He was still Bentley riding. Listen, he said, I'm going to take you on tour. I say, Meek, you know what, Meek? I said, I'm going to meet you at the top. So I said that to him when he walked into that mansion that night. He leaned over, gave me a hug. I said, man, I told you I was going to meet you at the top. You see what I'm saying? So that was it was a good job. I remember I had to stop asking him, was he cool? I used to see him all the time. Once he got into his...
From like...
Yeah, and every time I would see him in the club or something, I would say, good. And then one time I said, man, I'm going to stop asking you, is you good?
You look like you're doing good. Look like things is going well for one Mr. Meek Mill.
So yeah,
now anyway.
Right, and that's why I say, I applaud him. I love to see how happy he is. You see what I'm saying? Right. And just like I know for a fact, I know for a fact, I seen his grind. When we was watching some of them mixtapes and all of that.
Right. Nappy hair Meek.
Right. He was in the track. Don't
all the way.
None of that stuff, that he rapping about,
Right. It wasn't Phantoms and in big bags and Nicki Minaj back then.
No.
He did say he wanted her back then.
Right, he did. And ended up getting her. So, that's why I say I applaud him. You see what I'm saying? And, we both from, North Philly, but, we get claimed by other hoods.
So what do we like to eat, Chef Millie?
Like I said, he wanted the seafood mac. He wanted the Alfredos. You see what I'm saying? Okay. The last time he called me, he was, I think he was doing like a movie or something. He called me talking about he wanted to eat healthy. So I did him like a chicken breast and all. But normally when he called, he just want, he want to come back to Philly and eat.
Good home cooking. All right, so you cook for some other folks too, man. Right. What about Philly's own Uzi Vert, Lil Uzi Vert? What do you like to eat?
Uzi Vert, pescatarian.
Is that right?
Heavy seafood
Fish
boy.
And seafood, all of that.
Heavy seafood boy. But, seafood, translating to the bag. So it might be like 30, 40 of them at the studio.
Yikes.
And Uzi, he put the call in. You see what I'm saying? He put the call in. And it's all seafood. That's all Uzi want to have. He want to have seafood. He a real cool boy. You feel me?
It's funny to me, like you going from these different, types of food, Millie. Like it sounds like you think you know how to cook whatever people asking for. Like where does that come from?
That's a little funny thing I say to certain chefs because I was a foster kid, right?
Me too, Millie.
Right. So you go through a different struggle. So being a foster kid, I always said I can cook whatever I want. My grandmom ain't gonna get mad at me because I ain't sticking to the tradition. So I would say that to chefs and they like, what are you talking about? So then I would run into chefs and they would all ask, you cook soul food?
From the rip.
From the rip.
I just know that's what you cook.
And I'm like, oh no, I cook the same food you cook.
Right.
Because I probably do. I don't care if you're Korean. I don't care what it is because, I've been in a lot of kitchens and you got to cook different cuisines.
Right.
So, and then I learned as a chef, you have to cook different cuisines. Right. And you have to learn how to make drinks and, set tables and stuff like that. So, I know how to cook a lot of different things.
Word.
A lot of different things.
One more. Everybody in Philly know PNB Rock on a come up right now. He's doing his thing.
Know. New Lane is the game.
New Lane, I heard you got like some type of deal with New Lane. Like you they chef.
Yeah, I'm New Lane chef. Man, listen, that's a heavy story. Me and PNB Rock, we connected in such a way that can't be touched. We share an old head, his manager, my manager, and the crazy thing about it is when I was dealing with, which is now PNB Rock's manager, we had a bar. I was just a cook at the bar. He was, running the joint. He found out, I really ain't had nowhere to go after I was leaving the bar. So boom, he go ahead and give me a spot at the crib. Like, yo, we work at the bar together. We gonna have to go to the bar. We're gonna have to leave. So just come to the crib. So I come to the crib. So boom, he kicks me out after like 3 days, right?
What did he kick you out for?
He said he couldn't take the kitchen smell.
Who we talking about? PNB kicked you out?
We talking about my OG MF in Love.
Okay.
So he said, I can't take the kitchen smell. You got to get out. Gets me my own little apartment. You see what I'm saying? Boom, get me my own little apartment.
What the hell was you cooking, Millie?
It's just a kitchen. It's just an all around kitchen smell. It's just this food. Could you imagine just smelling food
all day,
24 hours a day?
I never lived with a chef,
right?
So I guess you're right.
So then, not too long after that, he run into PNB Rock was Bam Say No More, the same person that was out there with Meek Mills in the beginning, genius. Bam Say No More is from North Philly. Meek Mills and PNB Rock. You kidding me? So he was. PNB Rock was coming around, wound up taking him under his arm the same way. So, in all actuality, I look at my OG Mike like almost like an angel. Like how can he see people, how does he see people in need and scoop them up and then nurture the greatness that they have? You see what I'm saying? That's his whole thing. He get mad at you for not doing good. I'm talking about mad. No. If you ain't up on your John,
that's a good thing.
No, he on your phone 4:30 in the morning. Like,
so what PNB like to eat?
Oh, he regular.
Just something that's good?
Yeah, no, he wanted, no. Regular. You
gotta explain, what do that mean?
I want bacon, eggs, and toast.
That's just it?
That's it. He don't want nothing.
What do you Millie, need you don't for? Get nothing. Any thought could cook bacon, eggs,
no, toast? Actually they can't. Actually they burn the bacon and the eggs be either hard or runny.
That's why he got you.
Right.
But can't make eggs.
And that's why I say I do everything. I do everything for, anything that has to do with New Lane. Right. They could be in another, like they was in Atlanta one time in 2 Chainz. He got a chef down there. I called Chef Eileen down there in Atlanta and told him to pull up on PNB Rock and them. You see what I'm saying? So
hook them up.
Yeah.
So when you mention PNB Rock, I got to bring up PNB. That's Pulaski and Baton. Right. So High Rise Projects was down there.
Right.
You ever spend any time in them projects or something?
Yeah.
Was that a childhood place you might have lived? It ain't on my notes. I'm just asking.
Well, that was, I actually came over from Jersey at a young age. I was born in Jersey, and I came over to Philly. I moved to Erie, One Ocho.
Okay.
So that's how I know Gilly and all of them. So I was in One Ocho as a young age, but when you're a street kid, y'all form relationships early. So I knew them at 6, 7 years old. So, I moved to the projects in Pulaski Town, Pulaski Town, 301 West Queen Lane, you already know what it is.
Very familiar. I was in foster care around the corner
from
John B. Hancock.
Right.
On Seymour Street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Used to play football at Fernhill.
Right.
Well, go ahead.
So I grew up in those projects. That was real early. I used to walk to the shopping bag, you see what I'm saying? Bags and all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, I was a Germantown kid, to start off with, living, apartment 504. I ain't never going, listen, I'm talking about, I ain't gonna know. I still know my phone number.
Bro, when you go through things like that
time,
like different foster homes or just live in different places, man, I promise you, it's something within what it does to your memory.
Right.
Like you would think that you would forget a lot because you experienced so much.
Forget a lot.
That too. Right. But Millie, I can remember, I remembered a block. This is crazy. I remembered a block my first foster home was on.
Right.
And I got placed at 3 years old.
Right.
The crazy part is I didn't know I remembered it until I was on it one day. My barber moved from Ogons up to Temple Road.
Okay.
So as soon as I walk into the shop, I'm looking at how the block is. Mind you, I ain't been to this block since I was 3, 4 years old.
Right.
But I'm looking at it, church across the street. I'm like, I think I used to live on this block with this lady named Miss Connie.
Right.
Right? And my barber and them, they like, yo, we know Miss Connie. Yeah, she always walk by, be having a bag with her and all that. And I'm like, yeah, it was my foster mom when I was 3, 4 years old.
And that's crazy because I actually didn't get adopted or get into a foster situation till I was like 12 or 13 years old. You feel me? I was actually living with my mom and dad, between whenever to 12 years old.
Right.
And then I got into a situation where, somebody else had adopted me and I had moved on. And then that's how I actually became from North Philly.
Right.
And then years later, people just was like, where did you come from, bro? Because you know how North Philly is. North Philly, they got uncles, they got brothers, sisters.
And you wasn't no little dude even back then.
Right.
So you stuck out.
I just came out of nowhere and it was like, well, where did Millie actually come from? You see what I'm saying? And then the family that actually took me in, they wasn't, part of the neighborhood like that. You see what I'm saying? So, when I came, I was already a street kid. So when I came, I was actually their street kid. So, and it was like now, I basically start introducing them to their own neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? So I came with a whole, because I had lived in multiple projects already.
So how did you get there? What happened with your folks to get you to the point where you're not living with your folks and now you're living with other folks and then subsequently foster homes? What was the journey? What transpired?
So what happened was my mom was dealing with somebody that was in jail. So he come home from jail, so I don't know main man from a half a can of paint. But like you said, I'm already a big young boy. So I'm probably like up to his shoulders at like 8, 9 years old. Right. You feel me? So I guess he felt as though, since I was his size, he needed to, discipline me in a certain way. You see what I'm saying? But in all actuality, you just did a dime in the bang. You feel me? So he came home and he was like basically abusive. So he would be, hitting on me and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just a hyped up kid, in the 4th grade. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I wound up going to live with my pop. But now you think about it, I ain't never lived with my pop. My pop don't even know me. I'm 9 years old, you feel me? So then I go live with my pop. He, I gotta come live with you though. Like, what you gonna do? You feel me? You can't leave me in that situation. So I had to go live with my pop. So I go live with my pop. So I really feel like with my pop, I feel like it was a shell shock to him too. Right. So now I was one of them kids that your parents try to get you put away. He used to my pop used to take me down 1801 Vine and try to get me put away. Like, and the judge would be like, we got to see the records. Right. Like, let's see his school records. I'm talking about I'm getting A's and B's in school. But at the end of the day, like I said, I've been first time I sold weed, I probably was like 6, 7 years old. My big brother went to jail. You feel me? I knew the boy on the 9th floor that was buying the weed from my brother. I go in my brother's pocket, find the weed, take it to the 9th floor, sell me the weed. You see what I'm saying? So I already was like out there making money and fending for myself. So when I get to my pop, you feel me? He you half a man already. It's too much. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of, it took me, don't get it twisted. It took me a long time for me and Main Man to get cool. You feel me? Like,
you mean like after the situation or when you went in?
No, after the situation. All right.
Like after but you now repaired your relationship?
Right. And then the thing about me repairing my relationship with him is I don't want nobody around me that's kind of doing too much either. You feel me? Like how
when you say doing too much, tell me exactly what you mean.
Real rap. Like how a 10-year-old not coming in the crib till 10 o'clock at night. Like, actually, what are you doing? You see what I'm saying? Right. So I don't know if I would be able to, handle that situation either.
So you basically came in to see like there was a reason why you may have been being treated a certain way.
Right. So, oh my gum. Sorry. Not even why, but on some let me figure out how to move past this anger. You feel me? Like, let me figure out how to move past this anger, because at the end of the day, I'm thinking about it. Right. So I had to get past it.
As a grown person, I think you have to, and it's crazy because I think that's another level that we connect on. Because when I was in the system, I got to a point where you 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, right? And everything that was happening in your past, you start to, back then, and remember I talked about the good memory, right? Right. So back then it's just like that's happening, but you remember it. Right. And then when you grow up, you start to understand what those things are, right? It's kind of like watching Delirious when you 6, and then watching it again when you 18, right? When you were 6, you was just laughing because everybody else was laughing.
No, don't get it twisted. Everybody from back then that I made feel like did me dirty, they ain't all get forgiven or I ain't cool with them. Don't get it twisted. You see what I'm saying? Everybody didn't get a pass. You feel me? Everybody, still, I don't know. Maybe it needs some closure.
But I feel like your parents, you gotta, like, that's a hole for anybody if you don't come to that closure. Because it's crazy. When I got that age, I hated my mom through my teens. Right. Like, we ain't repair our relationship till I was 25, and I had a son. Okay. And I was like, damn, how I love him like this, and she ain't love me like that. Right. And I cried, bawled out, and I told her, I said, look, for every year that you in his life and he don't have to worry about where you at, I forgive you for a year you wasn't in mine.
Right, right.
And she been clean his whole life.
No,
like, that's how I keep track of how long she been
I was
clean.
so mad. I remember when AI came back to Philly, that game, I'm walking through the corridor, right? And my uncle from Jersey see me. So I'm a grown man now. He walked up on me talking about, we need to talk. I said, wait. You got every Christmas gift and birthday gift from all the years you ain't see me? If you ain't got all them Johns. But guess what, though? Why was I even on that, though? Why was I even thinking about that? So, I wanted to move past that to grow myself.
Right. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Right.
So back in the day, Millie, there was a historic fight in Philadelphia. Right. This was a big one. It made the paper. Right. There was names called. They had a name for you, didn't they? Yeah,
they was out of pocket.
What they call you, Millie?
They wrote in the paper that I was the Saddam Hussein of Strawberry Mansion High School.
Damn, that's kind of deep.
Yeah, that was.
Millie ain't killed nobody.
Yeah, I was a kid.
But this fight was major, though.
No, it was major. They called the cops had to come.
It was big, and you was how old at the time?
I was 18.
You was 18 at the time.
I just turned 18. Yeah.
So, we won't get into the details of the fight and what happened, but subsequently later on, it came back to haunt you.
Yeah.
So tell us about how that fight came back to haunt you, and maybe what it was over or how it started or anything like that, and then what happened years later.
Well, the fight was really old. I was standing there. I actually seen what the fight was about. Two people was arguing, and then one person pushed the other one. So once the one person pushed the other one, it was this big thing about Muslims at Strawberry Mansion at the time. And it was this big thing about people didn't understand that people were choosing religion. They was thinking like people were choosing to be Muslim to be cool or for protection or whatever. But in all actuality, people were just choosing religion. Right. And then the people on the other side, it really wasn't even choose our religion. It was just why you being Muslim. So a lot of people, were introduced to Islam, at that school. So it just got out of hand. You feel me? It was actually, just a fight that got out of hand, and then, people joined in that wasn't supposed to join in. Right. So now there's too many people in the fight.
But obviously somebody got pretty injured.
Yeah. People got injured. And and that's why actually they called it a riot. They had called it because the kids.
That's what they're gonna do at a public school, right? Black kids
books out the windows and all types of goofy stuff. People, y'all just trying to get out of class. You see what I'm saying? Like, so the cops came in. They arrested me and a lot of people.
This when you was 18?
Yeah, this when I was 18. And
did that go on your record?
Yeah, it went on my record. But the bad thing about it was, even back then at 18 and even in high school, the cops were very upset with us. So they hit us. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, it was one of the scariest times of my life. Cop took me in the room.
This before video on phones and all that. They just was getting busy.
Listen, cop took me in the room. Scary. One of the scariest things ever happened to me in my life. He took me in the room. I had handcuffs on, and he pulled my scully over my face. I ain't know what was about to happen. You see, cause I couldn't have met. You see what I'm saying? Right. That was one of the craziest things that ever happened. So boom, I get locked up. They take me to jail. Really nothing, I ROR the whole nine. So I'm a young boy. I've been on my own the whole time. So I go to court, right? I advise all young people get some advice when you go to court. I don't care what the situation is. Just don't move fast. You got to deal with somebody that's been in the situation before. So what happened was I went to the courtroom and my public defender told me, he said, listen, I can make sure you go home today. So I'm like, you already know.
give me that one.
Right. So he like, listen, you take this 2-year probation. You stay clean. It'll all be said and done and said all over. It's just over with.
You ain't understand what probation meant at that time.
Right. I did not. I understand what I didn't understand that probation actually means.
Like
you're in jail.
Free jail
on the street.
Yeah.
What opportunity to get in trouble?
Right.
So boom, I go living my life. I'm young. I'm a cook already. I'm actually working across the street from CJC. I'm working across the street from CJC. You know, they had the probation officer building down there the whole nine. So I'm going to work every day. So I had a family, right? And then I was blessed with being able to work hard. So I was at the Marriott, and I was actually trying to work 80 hours in a week. Like I would try to work really 80 because I figured I would get 2 paychecks. If I could get 80 hours in a week, or at least 60 with my overtime, I could get 2 paychecks. Right. I'm 19, years old. I got a family. I need to make money. So I'm going to work and I'm busting my butt. So boom, I stopped going to see my probation officer. I got to work. So I stopped going to see my probation officer. Boom, I get pulled over. They say I got a warrant. They take me to jail for the warrant. And now I'm sitting in there, so...
How old is you at the time?
I'm like 19, 20. Okay. Well, no. Now I'm probably like 22, 23 years old. So it's been... I'm talking about, I done forgot about this.
You think it's over?
Yeah, man, I done forgot. I don't get in trouble. You see what I'm saying? I ain't getting in trouble. So boom, go ahead. They take me to jail. They tell me I can't get no bail and all this goofy stuff. So now I'm on state road. And I'm like, what's going on? So they let me know that since I wasn't going to see my probation officer, I was basically on the run.
Yikes.
So I'm like, all right, cool.
In 2 years, I wasn't doing. They don't send you no paperwork or nothing. They don't send you a letter or nothing.
No, listen. Listen. I went to the courtroom. I went when we went for the hearing. The probation officer said he was coming looking for me. So when he pulled up his paperwork, it was the wrong address. No, you got the right ad. No, they showed that I gave him the right address, but he was going to the wrong address. Cool, whatever.
They don't care about none of that.
They don't care about none of that. So now the lady says, we're going to take your time back and then give you a new sentence. I say, what? I said, I did the 2-year probation and I ain't getting in trouble. Y'all tripping. So she like, no, we're going to take it back and they'll give you a year in jail and then a year of probation. I'm like, how did that work? I'm like, no, I'm talking about I had, all my family there. I'm talking about I had all my pay stubs from the Marriott, the whole 9. She still put me in jail. So she said, and that's what I said to her. I said, I was just going to work, trying to take care of my family. And the old lady said, she said, I should have been, number 1 on your priority list. And I said, man, you tripping. Yeah, so she put me in jail that's what she put me in jail for, saying you tripping, and then made me max out the whole year. I'm talking about, she gave me a 6 to 12 months. No earned time, good time at 3 months. They put my paperwork in. At 6 months, they put my paperwork in for my, my 6 month. They denied that. When she denied my earned time, good time, and my 6 month, my social worker in jail told me, I'm not putting no more paperwork in. You're just going to ride the whole joint out. And so I had to max out. So
Millie bounced back, though, man. Millie bounced back and ended up in some good places.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you fortunate enough to be a line cook.
Right.
And a chef at a lot of well-known places in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I want to know about some of them, but I'm going to also throw some names at you for the rest of the interview and maybe even a little foods or something like that. Just to throw Chef Millie off a little bit, right? So let's talk about Nick Emily. You familiar with Nick Emily?
Chef Nick is I met Chef Nick in my younger years at LeBec Finn.
Okay.
Right?
What were you doing at LeBec Finn? Tell the people.
I was a line cook.
Okay.
I was happy to cut a carrot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, now, they not open no more, right?
No,
right?
That's
but that
OG.
was one of the premier restaurants in Philadelphia. For those that don't know, like that's real cooking.
No,
right
that LeBec Finn is the top rated French restaurant in the country at one point. You see what I'm saying? So not just Philadelphia, it's world known.
Right.
So yeah, Nick Elmy, he won Top Chef. So he great. One time I went and interviewed for Nick Elmy after he won Top Chef. He had a kitchen on South Street. He didn't hire me because the kitchen was too little. Like, no, real rap. Like literally, he was like, Millie, but both of us can't fit in the kitchen. He's like, I couldn't get the job. But no, much respect goes out to him because he an OG.
Some other places you worked real quick. Shout them out real quick.
Table 31, Warm Daddies, Relish. You see what I'm saying? Right. Mm-hmm. Where else I worked at? I worked Wendy's, McDonald's, Philadelphia.
That was you?
Yeah.
I was wondering why the fries taste a little trappy. When I was at McDonald's.
Right. So no, yeah, and that's why I say I did those restaurants. I had a lot of fun. You feel me? I had a lot of fun. I think the best place I worked at in Philadelphia probably was Table 31.
Okay.
Table 31, that was in the Comcast building when the Comcast building first opened.
Yep. I remember that, right on the side.
Right, and then it was just so much going on. We had a patio on JFK, and we had to get food out there. We had Chef Scarthusio, he was the man. You see what I'm saying? So he had all types of stuff going on down there. And then George Perrier, he was like, Sister Old Head to the restaurant. So he would come in, and if George Perrier came in and he allowed you to stand next to him and didn't say mean things to you, he liked you. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he just didn't say nothing to you, he liked you.
He was cool.
Right. So,
I was in the kitchen. George ain't say nothing to me.
Nothing.
I'm lit.
So I would stand there. I would actually stand there and write down everything he was doing, and I knew some stuff.
So I got to take a moment, man, because a lot of people that's watching, a lot of people that's listening, pick up the jewels, right? Because you hear Chef Millie say some of these things, and he just moving past them, but he done said a few things that's like, you need to be thinking about this. So if you in and around greatness, and you not doing something like what he said, he was taking notes, right? You gotta know who these people is, and you gotta, if you gonna knock them off one day, or even be able to sit with them, you gotta learn from them.
In the highest level of respect in the culinary world is just carrying on the standard in the tradition. Whoever is the most disciplined is the greatest chef. I'm talking about the most simple dishes. If you stick to the tradition and cook the most simple dish, especially now in this day and age with all of the technology, if you could figure out how to still cook a piece of fish with wood and fire, you're sticking to a heavy tradition. So you'll be a great chef.
Since we talking about fish, salmon, Chef Millie.
Salmon.
What comes to mind if I just say salmon?
Sushi or the salmon special.
What's that?
That's where I am. I'm the crossover. Boom. I say sushi because I love raw salmon, but then the salmon special is a dish that's now on menus all through Philadelphia.
What the hell is the salmon special, Chef Millie? Do y'all know what the...
One day, I was walking out of the bar called Dougie's. I said, I got a meeting. I'm going to give y'all something to do. Do this thing. We're going to call it the salmon special for the day.
So hold on, so you created this thing?
Yeah.
This is so.
If you see the salmon special on the menu,
it came from Chef Millie.
Yeah. It was I was the first person to actually put that combination of food together.
So you gonna tell us the combo, or that's
right?
A secret?
Now here it is. Salmon special is funny. Salmon special is everything everybody wants in a bar setting. It's salmon over rice, topped with shrimp, crab Alfredo sauce, served with broccoli.
Okay.
That's every last thing people want to eat in a bar. They want salmon, rice, and broccoli. They want crab meat. They want Alfredo sauce. They want over rice. It's the whole combination. It's the number one. It's the number one thing that people would always order in a bar.
Where did you first do that at?
I did that at Dougie's. On the walkout, like literally on the walkout, I said, do this. I'm going to take a picture of it, create y'all some buzz for the day. So now, what is it? 6 years later, it was the people. The people kept coming in the bar saying, you got that salmon special? You got that salmon special? So then it got changed to the tilapia special or the steak special. So then now, once it all died down, it was still the salmon special. So now in Philadelphia, just like how we have the dish called a cheesesteak,
you got the salmon special.
You got the salmon. But I got
by Chef Millie. Chef Millie got a bunch of them.
Right.
So you moving through all of these restaurants, right? And you learning from multiple different chefs how to cook different dishes. All of a sudden, you on TV, Chef Millie.
Right.
I need to know what made you decide, or who made you decide. How did you get to Hell's Kitchen?
So I was sitting in the bar. Hell's Kitchen dropped a casting call on Instagram.
Okay.
so many people they added my name to the casting call. They then sent me an email and asked me did I want to come to the casting call. So I said, boom, let me go to the casting call. I go to the casting call.
Real quick, hold on.
Go ahead.
That's another jewel, all right? You see what Millie said. Somebody else dropped the casting call.
Right.
And other people that had the salmon special.
Right.
It's Chef Millie.
It's crazy.
He the one.
It's crazy.
And now he end up on Hell's Kitchen. So that jewel right there, I just want to point him out. Just be good at what you do. Be great at what you do. And opportunities going to come your way. So you go to the casting call.
That was my hashtag before Hell's Kitchen.
What was
do it for the love, the money will come. That's it. That was my whole, and people still, y'all can't deny that to this day.
You can't.
Y'all can't lie and say Chef Millie don't do it for the love. Because that's why y'all always say, Chef Millie doing this for somebody, Chef Millie doing that for somebody. So y'all can't never say Chef Millie don't do it for the love. That's the one thing I want people to know. That
definitely.
At the end of the day, I'm going to do it for the love, and then I'm going to wind up being great, so the money going to smack me in my face. I ain't worried about that.
You go to the casting. Where's the casting at?
It's downtown. It's in Center City.
Okay.
It's a story. No, that's all. I'm gonna keep it real with you. My man Jim Gotti says some of the stories that we tell during greatness, people just not going to believe.
Okay.
But this is
I'm on the edge of my seat now. I need to know. Chef Millie,
I go down there. I'm trapping already. I got my own kitchen, Galaxy Lounge.
Okay.
So I'm making my own money. I open my own kitchen. I'm taking care of myself. So I open up. So now it's in between me opening up. So I go down there. And I'm like, listen, man, this joint better not, it better not go too long. I got to go open up the trap. Like, y'all tripping. Right. So, boom, I call my peoples. They waiting outside for me. So I say, listen, I'm watching the sequence of how many people they call. I say, my number not going to make it in the sequence. We out. It's too many people down here. I'm about to go open up the kitchen. So she like, no, wait, just wait. So I wind up making my way around. All right, they calling the people from here. They going there. So I make my way around to see where they actually calling the people to. So I get to the last door of where they calling the people to. So I'm just lingering around, seeing what's going on, see how many people they gonna call. The man come out the door and say, who next? Everybody look at each other. I put my foot forward. It was at least 30 people in front of me.
Yikes.
And he said, who next? Everybody stopped. I said me. And I walked in the door.
That's another jewel moment.
I'm talking about. Because I was ready to leave, actually.
Take it.
I was ready to leave. I was ready to leave. I was ready to go.
So you in the room now. What's
up? The room. They got these Doublemint twins, right? they talent agents or whatever, right? So I go in there. So the lady saying, tell me how you are in the kitchen. So I go to stand up. And she said, what you doing? I said, you told me to show you how I am in the kitchen. I never did nothing sitting down in the kitchen. So now they looking at me like, so I peep. One of the Doublemint twins hit me with a little off the rip.
Yeah.
So I go right in my act. Bam. Go into my Peyton Manning mode. Do this, pop, boom, boom. Boom. I say, listen. I run my own business.
Right.
I got to get open. I put my number on that paper. Get in touch with me, but I got to go.
Right.
Man, listen, I'm talking about I ain't get out the hotel. Boom. I get an email. Boom.
Bing, bing, bing.
Right. So they shoot me the email, tell me to come up to New York for another, interview or whatever. It was weird. Now, here come the weird now. So they send me one email, link me to another email. Boom. So now it's a whole situation, man. I got to shout out my peoples. I want to shout out Crystal Lakey. You feel me?
Okay.
She went through a lot.